This fire phoenix is trapped in an iron net. It sheds burning tears and begs the man to set it free. At first, the man intends to bring the phoenix to the king, but when he sees the bird dying, his heart is moved with compassion. He opens the heavy iron net. Once freed, the phoenix rises again as if reborn. It bows its head as a sign of gratitude to the man. Then it flies high into the sky. As a reward for being saved, the phoenix leaves behind a fiery feather to be used as proof before the king. But when the man shows the feather to the king, it has gone out and looks like an ordinary chicken feather. The king thinks the man is mocking him and orders him to be executed. Just as the executioner raises his sword to strike, the feather suddenly begins to glow. The entire sky turns a blazing red. The phoenix senses that its savior is in danger. It flies from afar to save him. It lands at the highest point in the city, and its flames light up the entire city. Seeing this, the people believe the man was telling the truth, and they begin to call him a hero. Seeing this, the king releases him, but secretly begins planning his revenge. He sends the man to awaken a princess who is sleeping at the top of a snowy mountain. The king knows the journey is extremely dangerous, and no one has ever returned safely. But he does not know that the man has a magical donkey that can do anything. With the donkey's help, he quickly reaches the top of the mountain. In front of an ice gate, the phoenix feather glows again and enters the frozen door. In an instant, the thick ice melts into water. The donkey slips and almost falls, but manages to catch itself on the edge of a rock. The man's feet begin to freeze in the snow. He takes off his shoes and carefully walks into the cave. There, he finds the princess asleep. Using the phoenix feather, the man wakes her up. But when she learns that the man who wants to marry her is an old king, she refuses. She says she will only marry a true warrior or a prince. To test the man's courage, the princess suddenly jumps off a cliff without thinking. The man immediately jumps after her. At that moment, the magical donkey arrives and saves them both. Not long after, the man brings the princess back, but she still refuses to marry. She says the marriage will only happen if the man can bring her the heart ring. When the king learns that the ring is guarded by a whale, he calls the man again. The next day, the man begins his journey riding his donkey. The man does not know where to go to find the ring. Suddenly, a seagull crashes into him and he falls straight into the sea. As the man sinks into the depths of the ocean, he sees a giant iron chain binding something. It turns out the chain is binding the tail of the whale that guards the ring. But the whale looks miserable and speaks to the man. The whale has swallowed too many ships and was chained because of it. But the whale does not know how to free itself. Suddenly, the man sneezes and gets an idea. The man will make the whale sneeze by entering its nose. Then the donkey tickles the whale's nose with its wings. The whale begins to react and lifts its head into the air. Finally, the whale sneezes and successfully breaks free from the chain that bound it. The whale then returns to swim freely in the open sea. And as a sign of gratitude, the whale gives a ring to the man. Thanks for watching.